Welcome to Compromise and Communication Show on Change the Game Network. This is an hour-long show, and we will be dealing with relationships of all kinds, including friends, family, co-workers, kids, and parents.
Yes.
And every week we will be dealing with multiple topics.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Definitely. And then one of the good things is this is just to bring us closer and to find some resolution within our own selves and our own relationships. So this show is just bridging a gap between what we know and what we don't know. And I think this, and it just helps. So our subject, hey, how you doing, Vincent? Yes. So our subject that we're talking about today is something rather, I heard someone sent me something that Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about on the Breakfast Club. And it really like kind of, I was like, whoa, he's got a point. But I want you all to hear what he's associating with. One of the things that Dr. Umar Johnson was saying is that right before the civil rights movement spearhead, when you have Marcus Garvey's, the Malcolm X, the Dr. King's, and all of the different people that were moving forward, we had a lot of segregation happening. One thing, when blacks were segregated from everyone else, we had a lot more power being segregated than we had, being, integrated with everyone else.
Yeah.
So it was more on the lines of we basically lost our power from that. The other thing that he mentioned, that now the black community, I hate to say it, but we're running from marriage. A lot of them are running from marriage. They're taking their time. They don't want to do it. I'm too independent. I don't need a man movement. Or, forget these H's. I don't need no H's. I'm just going to make my money and keep it pimping, And so what happened there? And it's the government responsible for putting out the media against blacks to divide rather than unify. Because if you look at it, who supported the Marcus Garveys, the Malcolm X, and the Dr. Kings? It was married families. Who supported the civil rights movement when these men were leaving to go and do things and to make things happen? It was a 2-income household that was moving and keeping those things alive. And so one of the things that the government and the people came together is removing jobs out of areas and removing trades from our schools so that we could not adequately get the quick education to have the skills to pay the bills. For instance, a lot of times you hear people saying, yeah, let's go to college. College is a good thing. Let's get our degrees. But I have to be honest, me being an admissions representative and me working with trades and collegiate atmosphere, I have seen people come out of, hey, Norvell, I've seen people come out of doing 9 months of being an electrician and within 5 years making 6 figures.
Yeah.
And someone coming with a degree and they working 10 and 15 years and they still haven't hit those 6 figures.
Yes.
And for them to remove the trades from the school systems in high schools, the plumbing, the carpentry, the HVAC, the electrical, and fixing, being able to automotive, aviation, diesel mechanics and things. It was people who can go to high school and get those skills to pay the bills, hop on and work for a factory or a business, get a job, and just, and really be successful and really feed their families. And now you have people that go to college, they do their 4 years, they end up with about a good $35,000 to $50,000 in debt. Some people even $70,000 and $80,000 in debt, and they're trying to pay their debt off from the student loans, and they're eating ramen noodles. and they got all these degrees. They got more degrees than a thermometer, but they're broke.
Right.
So
Very accurate.
yes. So by them taking trades out of the public school systems, by them bringing on what I call the media, which the media bringing on uh ways to get us away from marriage by using cinema, by using movies like The Mac, Superfly, and all these type
Uh-huh.
of movies that promotes drugs and singleness and not holiness into our communities. And the other thing that was mentioned, and I know all too well, is that they said that they could, when these men, when they took the factory, I know I'm all over the place, guys. Y'all know I got ADHD. But when they took the factories away from the Black communities, when they took the jobs away, when they took those things away from us, they took the Black men's jobs. And then the government came on in and said, hey, you can get these food stamps, you can get this medical insurance, but that dude got to leave the house. Your man got to leave the house. So this broke up the Black family. The lack of jobs. And so the women were getting the jobs. The women were working while these men that served our country, that went to Vietnam and came back, they had nothing.
Right.
No jobs, no factory work, no skills that they can go to take care of things. Then unions were made to keep us out because the Italians and the Irishmen and the Polish, they said, hey, we don't want these Black men taking our jobs, so we're gonna form some unions, and we're gonna exile this so that we can look out for our families, and we can look out for ourselves and make sure that we get paid in these positions. So when you take the man out the house, that's just horrific.
Yeah.
And this is what happened to the Black community. So that man, part two, what did he do when he had no money, no job, no resources? People called him lazy and everything. And so then here comes the marketing campaign from the media, Maniac Devils in Action. They said, you know what, let's get these people to sell drugs and let the CIA make the money on top. And then the jails can get filled up. And then we can have people that are in jail, we can get companies to contract and they can do little or nothing work in the prison system. So do you see the cycle here? Take the Black man out the house. Don't let his kids see how to be a man, but we're going to constantly promote this woman to go up, up, up. We're going to promote the Black woman to go up by taking away the king. And see, the queen is not that strong without her king. It takes two.
Yeah.
Takes two.
You do.
So.
You do. And that's very good that you see that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Because, see, with that man out the house, what is he doing? Okay, we're going to pimp. We're going to sell these drugs. We're going to get this fast money so I can have something. Hey, Ebony. Yes. Hey, Chris. So we're going to do all of these things. We're going to take the educational resources out the community. We're going to take away any way that this Black man can make some money and do some amazing things. Because if you look at our grandparents, like I'll look at our grandparents were either bus drivers, they were plumbers, they were carpenters, they worked for the electric company, they worked for Ford, and they stayed there years. I mean, how many, just hit like. How many people, grandparents that you know that's been on their job, or even parents that's been on their jobs that you know that was on there for over 20 years or 15 years or 30 years? I'm going to click like on that because that was my dad.
Yeah.
That was my.
Hey, Vincent.
That was my dad. My dad retired 5 years ago from a company that he was at for 22 years. And what was my dad's occupation?
Yeah.
My dad was a mechanic and electrician. He still is, but he's retired.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he had the skills to pay the bills. Do you know why? Because when he went to Crane High School, they taught what? How to be an electrician, how to be a carpenter,
Trades.
and how to do HVAC. And my dad took all them classes when he was in high school. And then he went to
Yeah.
Malcolm X College and finished it off with his electrical. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so those things, and became a mechanic. So my dad was very good with his hands. So when you take that dynamic
Okay.
away and you holler college, what you're doing is you're making America rich and you're getting poor with debt. And then you go into college for a job that you may get
Good
and you may
point.
not get. And a show of hands, how many people
Right.
are doing what they went to college to do? I'll wait. Thank you, Christopher. He says a
That's a
man
no for
is only
me.
as good as his woman on his side, right? Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christopher, will you stop sucking up, man? Yeah,
No,
Leah,
but
you
I mean, so
still
what is your
posing.
take on this, Darin? Because I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, no likes there.
Don't get
From what I
don't
just
get me
said.
started, Leah.
So how many people just by likes or hearts, either thumbs up or hearts? How many people are not doing what they majored in right now as far as work? Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah. So
Whoa.
I'm not even doing what I was. You see what I'm saying? I'm not. I went to college and I got my degree in broadcasting. This is as close as I have been to my job in many years. I used to work for V103. I used to work for WGCI. I used to work for
Mm-hmm.
Clear Channel with them, and I used to work for WVON. And although I love
Okay.
my job, it just, with me being a single mom and having a daughter, it wasn't popping for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that right now. I was broke, and then I worked on a part-time basis. Sometimes I'll produce,
Yeah.
sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I do board op, sometimes or I'll help out with promotions and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and work for the marketing department and things like that. And
Yeah.
then too, and part of it I couldn't do. And then another thing, this is what brought my learning disability to light, was working in those fields. I didn't realize that because of my learning disability, I can't multitask work. Crap. I mean, it just was like horrible. My
No.
brain fog, my memory. Oh God. It was insane.
That's what you're
Hey, that's
supposed to
my
do
cousin right there.
naturally,
That's
being a
Tasha.
woman.
Wait, say it again?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't hear you. Say that?
But you hit the nail on the head about you you reading what
A
Christopher put
lot
up
of
there
things,
or what?
Well, my thing
Okay.
is this. I'm not doing what I went to college and got my degree in. A lot of people aren't. So the trades are important, because if you go to college,
Mm-hmm.
let's say a woman become a cosmetologist, that's 9 months of school. So you didn't basically spend 9 months and you're working and you getting yourself together. You have somebody that went to school for plumbing. He basically spent 9 months in plumbing school, and then he goes on and get his journeyman and and then his master plumbing. We're talking about a man that's basically making six figures in under an 8-year period.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? What majors,
Yeah.
unless it is information technology, or you're doing therapy, MD work, or you're doing something in mathematics, that you're making that money, or engineering. And even in
Okay.
engineering, you have to choose well with that, because I know know plenty of people that's doing engineering. They still really haven't. They're still hitting some kind of glass ceiling. And then with chemistry is so important, but people are still hitting the glass ceiling with financially what they are able and capable of making. So, so here want us they talk this college business, but they're not promoting trade, and this is incredible to me because this is how our Black families were able to unify, and that's how that Black man stayed in the house, and that's how he was able to provide for his family, and that's how he started his own independent business and got to be entrepreneurial. And they knew that because when you do trades, you build independence. A degree don't necessarily build independence. It builds you being.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the average Joe without college. Yes, the guy that got the trade is the average Joe. So you have to look at this. So these are the things that robbed us in the Black community. These are the things that robbed us.
Well, first,
it's taking the trades away. Go ahead.
First,
go ahead. You were talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. But first, let's start off with the men being taken out of the household. Whether it be Black man, white man, Asian man, or whatever.
What white man is being taken out of the household? And this is no offense to anybody, but I would love to know because I mean that's shocking to me. I haven't seen no white man getting taken out of his household. I seen privilege.
No, I'm going. Hold on. Let me speak on some of this.
Yes, now, please.
I'm a huge fan of James Evans from Good Times. Now, you see that the importance of the man being in the house, the role is so important that they took him off of the show literally. Now, if they took James Evans off the show literally because they thought he was going to inspire someone like myself to be involved in my kids' and my nephews' and nieces' lives and being the strong Black man that I needed to be in the community and things of that nature, and also doing the work that I was doing while working at the YMCA and doing other community work and mentoring and things of that nature, which got me the job at the YMCA. It's a lot of attacks going on, and that's just one of them. But we have to. My thing is, as far as on the I'm like half and half on trades and also degrees because a few weeks ago I got into it with one of my friends from high school. He's a truck driver down in Memphis. So me and him was talking, and I was telling him, I was like, because he didn't even know I had graduated from college and things of that nature. And I told him, I was like, you had a trade class together down in Memphis when I was in high school. I was like, because I told him, I was like, I was a straight A student in high school and in college. And he was like, how was you a straight A student and all of that? And I ain't know. And I was like, because I don't brag about things that I do. I just do.
We got you, Christopher.
And I had a trade class with him. You're not going to see all that I do in a trade class that the school forced me to take.
Right.
Because if I could have gotten out of taking that trade class, I wouldn't have taken it because I'm an educational person. So trade isn't my thing, even though I've always been good with my hands and stuff like that. Even though I'm a musician and do other things, I've been the intellect person, so that's what I do. But me and him, we talking things of that nature, and I'm telling him, I'm telling him that you have to, I don't care what kind of trade you have to have the confidence to not disrespect yourself and say, I'm not smart enough to do the white man's education and to go to the white man's colleges and pass their classes and get my degrees, because it's white people in there who are C and D students, but they just getting their degrees and then they moving into the workforce. They either their mother or father or aunties and uncles getting them hired at different corporations, and now they the second and third generation working in corporate America. And we trying to do these trade jobs. There was a lot of people mad at me a couple of months ago because I put up a post about the CTA and FedEx and all of these little jobs where they paying you 50 to 100,000, but these people, if you don't have the confidence to test well and things of that nature, you're not going to go in your community and mentor anybody. How can you mentor somebody when you struggle in geometry and you struggle in algebra? This is my problem with the trade stuff.
I have to disagree with you because you know what? I struggle. Yeah.
They have to have the confidence to be able to attend school. You can't just be limiting yourself, because you got to remember the college degrees open up different avenues where you get to land different jobs too that make 50 to 150,000 a year and things of that nature. And still, it don't make a difference if you're white, black, no matter what your ethnicity. Your job is to start businesses for your kids and grandkids. Whether you're a truck driver, whether you have 5 degrees like my friend Nicole, you have to start businesses for your kids and grandkids. You cannot leave
I get the business thing.
Kids. You cannot leave no trade to your kids. You have to start businesses for them.
Okay, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. No, you can definitely leave trade to your kids. Definitely. I've seen it in my family. If you're an electrician and you pay for your kids to become one.
Hold on, Leah. Remember, usually the first businesses fail. And if you have a person who already been failing in high school and middle school, flunking those geometry,
that has nothing to do with nothing.
Guess what? When they try their first business and the business fail again, that's another knock on their confidence to not go and continue their education. You have to continue your education. You have to. You cannot think that low of yourself.
Let me explain something to you. I'm with you with continuing your education, but you got to do what you love first. Okay. Here's the thing.
You have to leave your kids' businesses.
Okay, I understand that. And the best way to do that is when you get a trade. If your dad's a plumber and you're seeing your dad work side by side and you're working with him and you're seeing how he does his job, you know what to do. And all you need to do is just go to school, learn the codes.
Corporate America. How are your kids going to ever move into corporate America with they don't have the confidence? That's why they.
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you something. If they don't have the confidence, that's the parents' fault. Because confidence comes from birth. Confidence comes from when you have a parent that say, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You know, my daughter, I'm going to tell you something. My daughter has autism and she's got phenomenal confidence. You know why? I had her do mirror work. I have my daughter look in the mirror at herself and tell herself, you are a winner, you are a champion, and you are smart.
Yes.
You can do all things that Christ that strengthens you. And I'm going to tell you something. My daughter could not read until she turned 14. When she turned 14, let me tell you what happened.
Whoa.
And she read that year 86 books in the summer. We ain't talking about all year. We're talking about the summer. So when we talk about confidence, baby, it has nothing to do with nobody but how you were raised and how you believe in yourself. I'm going to tell you something. You're looking at somebody here that had a learning disability, that did not do good in school, that flunked in every single class that she had until her senior year because I didn't know I had a learning disability. Okay? I didn't know that. I didn't know that I had all of these hiccups. You had somebody that the teacher looked at the principal brought me down to the office with my mama and said, your daughter is uneducatable, mentally retarded. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? And I'm going to tell you something. I never believed her. You know why? Because I had a mama that say, I don't care what this woman say to you, you don't believe it. You don't believe it. See, confidence comes from how you were raised. Confidence comes from your praise. Confidence comes from how you relate to yourself. It don't matter what nobody say, but what you believe. So if somebody don't have confidence, their parents did not do that work on them. And if their parents didn't do the work, you have to work on your own self.
Because they always start 10 and under.
Yeah, let me tell you something. It starts from the womb. Because when I was pregnant with my daughter, I already told her who she was. Okay? It starts, and hey, y'all, I don't know if y'all married and if you are trying to have kids or what. Let me tell you what to do. And I know this is off subject, but the God is talking to me here. You program your sperm while it is in your sac, and you tell your sperm what it's gonna be before it hits that egg. You have your wife program her eggs, and look, for the subconscious mind and the body work, it takes 5 months to do it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now, I'm not, look, I'm well read on this. And also, I'm backed by a doctor by the name of Russell Blaylock that has this in his book. If you program your sperm while it is in your sac, and she program her eggs and say, the kids that we're going to have are going to be smart, intelligent, winners, champions. There's nothing deformed going to come out of these babies. There's nothing anything that is hereditary that I had, I counsel it in the name of Jesus. I counsel it. I counsel it. Yes. And you program your sperm while it is in your sac. And she programmed her eggs prematurely before you all unite and have this baby. Watch what kind of kid you have. And this is what the 1% is doing. This is what the top elites are doing. They have programmed their eggs ahead of time before they had sex.
Yeah.
They program, it's work, it's subconscious work. What the mouth do, the body follow. So if you saying, oh, I'm a mess, and you say that I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm ignorant, what you think gonna happen?
Yeah.
Just look up the teachings of Russell Blaylock. Look up Deepak Chopra in his books.
Okay.
They talk about it clearly on that. And also, look up the teachings of metaphysics as far as going into the body and mind connect. If you read these things, you would clearly know what to do, but they keep the knowledge hidden from us. They want us dancing. They want us listening to the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef. They're not telling you how to program your sperm and eggs 5 months in advance so your kids can come out remarkable. They're not telling you that when the moment the sperm and egg hit and a woman is pregnant, within 4 weeks, that child can hear. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that. So everything that you say around a woman while she's pregnant, the baby can hear it. It begins to understand, break down, and decipher within, guess what? Within 3 months. Do you hear the gestation period? So if you're around a pregnant woman and you said, I wish your lazy ass to get up. I wish you wouldn't do stupid stuff. Man, when we gonna get this? Man, I'm sick. That's why these babies are coming out fighting. Because they don't know what type of environment it's gonna come out in.
Right. Great point.
This is true. This is not even, I'm telling you. So the thing is that the elites are keeping us down. And they keeping not just black folks down, they're keeping the world down, because it's more money to be made from a worker bee than somebody to break out and be independent. And what all nations have decided to do, from China all the way to Italy, Spain, Russia, Britain, all of the nations came together and said, we are going to have black folks to be our perpetual slaves. And we're going to all keep them down so they can make us money. And that's why you can go in the Black community and we're trying to get loans for business and we're denied. But somebody that has worse credit than us and from another country can start a 7-Eleven.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
So
yes.
This is the thing. We need to understand what's behind door number 3. And what's behind door number 3, you read the books that they read. And that's how you break out.
Right.
So the person that you know that's making the money and living the lifestyle you have or whatever, find out what these fools are reading.
Yes.
That's all you got to do. So if you got a boss and you want to be in his position, say, hey, what you reading? They always reading something. That's the whole thing. People that are making that money, they always reading something. Hey, Nestor. So if you want to get what these elitists have, all you have to do is read. Oh, yes, Terrell, you need to talk to me because I'll tell you some things that got my daughter going and what to do. It was her diet I changed. I kept her doing mirror work. My daughter, the moment I found out she had autism, I had her looking in the mirror and looking in her own eyes. She was talking to her own subconscious mind, her own soul, and she pulled herself out of her autism. Okay. And a lot of people don't look at that. They look at what these doctors are telling them. Well, I went to the biggest doctor in the world. I went to Elohim and I went to Yeshua. And they told me in my sleep what to do to my daughter. So I had my daughter and I did not give up. And I had her look in the mirror and say, you are a winner. You are a champion. You are smart. You are a reader. You're the best reader. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you can do all things to Christ to strengthen you. I just was having her to declare and decree it. That's what I did. The other thing is I did not have a car for a very long time because I paid for sessions with my daughter, and her sessions would be between $450 and $700 a month. So I was basically living a ramen noodles diet, funding my child. And so I got my very first car as an adult in 2015 when she broke out of the severity of her autism.
Whoa. That's amazing testimony, Queen.
So what I'm telling you is it's not going to be easy. Maybe it will. I'm not going to, you know what? Thank you, Jesus. It may be easy for you. You may not have to do the things I did, but I'm going to tell you how to break out of it. First of all, don't let nobody tell your son he has autism. Tell him that he's an artist. And that's what I did with my daughter. When they say autism, no, you are an artist. You have artism, art. So now my daughter dances a lot.
That would be me then.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the things that you do. Okay. And you work on your you work. You work. So what it is, doctors tell you the symptoms. You see, doctors tell you the symptoms. You got the remedy in you. And the remedy is you got to go old school. You got to do like your grandma did. You have to lay hands on your child. You got to pray over some olive oil. And you just like how look, and see, he likes singing. So have him to sing his health into himself. He could sing, I'm smart, I'm wise, I'm everything. Because I would have my daughter sing this stuff. You know, like we'll wake up and she'll be like, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. We would do this, seriously. And we're like, I'm a winner, I'm smart, and I'm a champion. This is what my daughter would sing. We would sing this in the morning, right before she started brushing her teeth. I have her say, what you are? What you are? I'm a winner, I'm a champion, I'm smart. She's so programmed at it that it's just amazing. Mm-hmm. Oh, holy water. No, olive oil. I mean, you get some olive oil and you pray over it. I use olive oil on my daughter. And whoever is your pastor, and who you believe in that's really spiritual. Don't just take any pastor. You know, everybody, you know, somebody that's really just went into the fasting of the spirit to pray on your olive oil. And
Okay.
what I did was, you know, the hair stuff that I don't know if your child, well, you have a son. I would put the holy blessed olive oil on inside of my daughter's hair care products. So every day she was being anointed.
Okay.
So that's what I
Good
did.
point.
And I put in her lotion.
Mm.
And we declare and decree and we pray. And it was expensive. Like I have my daughter going to therapy all the time. Like I didn't have a car for years. Like I got my first car in 2015 when she broke out of it. When I was for sure she broke out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
Christopher, you
Good point.
cool. You don't have to
And
apologize for nothing. I mean, yeah. So yeah. So that's me. I'm a different kind of sister.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm a different kind of sister. When
And as
she
far
turned
as
14 and she started reading, that did it for me. I knew it worked. I knew everything I did, it worked. I knew all those times I had to stay up helping her with homework. I get off work at 7 o'clock and she's struggling with her homework, and we didn't get through with that homework until 12 at night. And then I had to turn around and do my homework as a college student. I
mm-hmm.
remember those nights too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I had to
But
stop. I had to stop
and
going
once again
for my bachelor's. I was getting a bachelor's in cybersecurity. I had to stop because I was like, is it either me or my daughter? And I chose my daughter because I
mm-hmm.
went back to school for cybersecurity. I couldn't even do it because it was just so severe with her getting. But now this girl is sharp. She starts college in January and she's on a full scholarship.
And Leah,
So
to get back to your point about some of the systematic stuff that's been happening as far as the black women getting the jobs,
yeah.
I'm gonna provide a quick story. Now I'm talking to a customer. He comes in the store with a Detroit Lion hat on or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
I asked him, I'm like, because I always talk to people, so I'm like, are you a Detroit Lion fan or whatever? Because I know
Yeah.
it's a few Lions fans floating around here, even though they know the Bears fans that get them and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's our sister
And so when
city.
I asked him,
You know,
was he a
Detroit is
Lion?
Chicago's sister city.
Yeah.
So of course, yeah.
And so when I asked him,
Hey
was he a
Steve, hey
Lion
Dante.
fan, he said no.
Uh-huh.
He said I'm not a Lion fan, but he said my daughter worked
Mm-hmm.
for the Detroit Lions organization, and
Yeah.
and I didn't ask him or anything about his daughter, anything like that. Just tell you that God was sending him to speak on this. So as me and him talking or whatever, he told me, he said, this let me know I'm not crazy. He said, my daughter is light skinned, she's a red bone, and she's progressing through the Detroit Lion front office very fast at an uphill pace because of her being light skinned and things of that nature. And that
Whoa.
they keep promoting her to
You
different
sure it was because
jobs
of
and
that?
different
Because she
positions and
could
things
just
of that
know her
nature.
work.
That's this guy he's a
I
red
don't
bone
know about
himself, and he admitted
that,
this
babe.
to me, and I didn't even ask him nothing about his daughter or any of that stuff. And he admitted this on his own because I've been telling people for years. You gotta remember, it's not only the dark-skinned black people, you got the light-skinned black people who look like the slave master, who getting promotions
I
and raises and
understand
other
that.
things too. So it's a lot of different attacks
Mm-hmm.
going on.
No, I
It's a
got you on
lot.
that.
And when this man, yes, and when this man admits this, and I wasn't even asking him anything related to this, but I've told people this for years, and they think, oh yeah, you just talking and things of that nature. But I asked him, how many dark-skinned people do you see riding downtown to work? Downtown Chicago, you see mostly light-skinned people. It's for a reason. If you look on any bus, the 29 bus, J14, you see mostly light-skinned people. And the reason why is because the slave master gonna keep
I have to
promoting
disagree,
his
babe.
people who
Lord.
usually
Because
have
I rode those buses
basically
for
money
years, and I
chasers
saw
and things of
everybody.
that nature. So no, I've been watching this for like probably 30 years living back in Chicago. And you see mostly white people, light-skinned black people going downtown and getting jobs downtown over dark-skinned black people. So it's a
Where were
difference.
you living?
And this man
Because
admitted
I
it.
didn't see.
And
I
I
lived in
didn't ask
Hyde
him
Park
anything related
and
to
in
his brother.
Bronzeville. I was raised over that way, and I did not. I didn't notice that. You know, I'm gonna explain something. I'm not saying there isn't colorism, but you got to have that confidence. And I don't care how light somebody is, you gotta wake up
Confidence
real
or
early
money
in the morning
chasing.
to outdo me and outwork me. When it comes to stuff, I mean, I don't care what your situation is. I don't care how
And
what you do. It's all about your work ethic. And I don't want nobody thinking
Leah,
on here that they can't get what they supposed to get because they're not light enough. Well, I don't even want that to even be in somebody's subconscious mind. Look, I'm gonna explain something to you.
and Leah,
If you really want to win in the game of life, if you really want to win, and this is what I'm reading, this is what I'm seeing, this is what my mentors have told me, and this is my own personal things. Look, it's not about the talent. It's about the work. That's what it is. They want to see results. I don't care how
really?
gray or blue somebody's eyes is, or you know, if they're black, or how curly their hair is. It's all about the work. If you are working, and if you are showing some type of productivity, hey Baraka, if you're doing that, you're gonna get chose for the raise. You're gonna move up because they're like, man, this person is
Really?
being productive. They're being productive.
This guy said his daughter is moving up through the Detroit Lion organization in front office because of her skin color.
Wow.
This is his daughter he's saying this about. This isn't like it's somebody on the outside looking in, one of the relatives or somebody else or a neighbor or somebody saying this. This is the father saying this. And we always try to
I understand that. And she may think that is. She may even feel that way, but she may know how to do her job very well, you know. I'm just saying.
Daddy don't feel that way, and he birthed her. So he said
that's kind of insulting.
Me saying this or seeing her progressing through the organization. He said this to me. So, and God put it on his heart to say it to me because God was like, I gotta show you that you've been right about all this stuff you've been saying all these years. Okay. Because this man came out and said this about his own daughter.
Now, okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Beauty. Okay, I will say this. Beauty has a lot to do.
Maybe he a little jealous of, but this is his own daughter he said this about. Not
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But daughter of somebody who maybe is a little envious of because maybe she's doing a little bit more than what his daughter doing, something like that. This man said this about his daughter. Amazing.
Wow.
God gonna always confirm that he's right about something. He's gonna always confirm it. Whether it be somebody in human form, whether it be a sign in multiple ways, whether it be God communicated many different ways.
He sure does. He sure does.
But if you're right
about I'm just shocked for someone to say that because I don't. Okay, because I know people who, I mean, it's to me it's about your work ethic. I mean, now there is people that get held back because I know one friend of mine that this girl she was training people, and they were all moving ahead of her. And it was clearly a skin color issue. So I know that. And this girl was sharp. She's one of my friends. And she used to be my boss. She trained all these people, and they up here got their own stores. And she up here.
See?
it was a skin issue. It was a
Great.
skin issue, and that
See?
I do know. So I understand. I'm not saying that that's not out there, but those things.
Yeah.
I don't want you to think that that's always the case. And she wound up leaving that company, and she actually could have sued them. She could have called EEOC on them. She really could have did that.
Leah.
But
Leah.
yeah.
This is the order of operation. Light-skinned black woman.
Hmm.
Light-skinned black man.
Mm-hmm.
Dark-skinned black woman.
Hey, Benia.
Dark-skinned black man.
Okay.
This the order of operations.
Uh-huh.
So that's how you are going to get jobs and things of that nature.
But I don't want you
Based on that
believing
order of
that. You get
operation.
jobs in that nature because of how good you work and how you going to make this company money. They don't necessarily care about your skin tone. It's all, at the end of the day, how is this person productivity and how are we making money and how are we cashing out? I mean, that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
Go on, Leah. Go on YouTube and watch Farrakhan's daughter speak about this subject. She spoke about it.
I understand that there's colorism. I get that, but that's not the sole reason. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't care how light a sister is or how white she is. If I'm producing and I'm making that bread, I'm going to rise to the top. Because it's all about productivity.
You think so?
Yes, I really do. In a lot of cases, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I told you about my boss. That definitely was the case in her situation. I know it was because I've seen too much. See? I know that they passed her up because of her skin color. I know that because she was training too many people and they was getting, I mean, and she was better than them. She was better than them. So I know that's why they held her back.
Yeah. That's why she was training them, because she's better than them.
She's way better. But that's why she left the company, and now she's doing very well for herself, and she got blessed. And then they wasn't giving her the raises, but they was giving all these other people raises. Yeah, it was definitely that.
Disrespect.
So, it was very disrespectful. But see, I'm going to tell you something. That's one scenario, but I could tell you over 20 different scenarios of sisters who are not light-skinned, who are working hard, who are the boss, who are doing great things, and they got there because, number one, they work hard. Number two, they're on time. Number three, they know their business.
Okay.
Okay.
One. Let me.
And that's what it is. It don't have nothing to do with no light person. It has everything to do with how much you're working and how productive you are, how productive you are. And that's what's going to make them keep you. And that's how you get promoted and raises accordingly, is how you work.
Leah.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my cousin about maybe a year and a half ago. Talking to my cousin down in Memphis. Now, she brought my skin complexion or something like that. Now, I asked her, because she had, I think it was Women's Day at church, at her church. Now, she told me that the pastor brought up all of these women who were successful in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
That attended their church. Now, I asked her, I was like, and how many of those women who were successful in corporate America did he bring up there was light-skinned and dark-skinned?
Oh,
she
Lord.
said the majority of them was light-skinned. That's not a coincidence.
Okay. Let me just say this. The people who they want as the face of the company, they have to do certain things. I'm going to tell you something. My teeth, you see I have braces, right?
So cute.
My teeth were very, very crooked. And it's certain things that I want to do, and I want my face to be up there. I had to get my teeth fixed because I am beautiful, but I look way better with some straight teeth. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, now that my daughter is better, and things are going better, and I got a car. Thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna
Thank you,
start
Jesus.
using this to pay monthly on my braces. But then you know what my company did? They had something so sweet. It's called flex pay
What?
spending. So with flex pay spending, they take a little bit out of your check, but they give you your money up front. And so
Okay.
yeah, so it's like a credit card.
Nice.
So they give you, so what I took out $2,000. So because of that, in every, was it two? No, I think it was 2,000. Yeah, but they was basically taking $78 every pay period out my check.
Okay.
And Delta Dental paid half because my braces, my teeth were jacked up. It basically was $4,000. So Delta Dental paid half.
I saw your teeth before the
And
braces.
it was a
Don't
mess.
play.
You got it. Okay. Delta Dental paid half, and then my flex pay spending, I paid $2,000, and I was done with my braces. Like they're tightening everything. I've been paid. And I didn't pay these things off like 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is this: it's somewhere I'm trying to go, and it's things I'm trying to do that I have to enhance my look, so that I can be able to be a representative and represent that company in a certain way, or represent my own brand in a certain kind of way. That I have to beautify myself and improve myself. So a lot of these people, for instance, like I had one of my friends, he had got surgery because he had a lazy eye.
Okay.
And the moment he got that surgery to fix that, he advanced. So
Really?
the thing is, when people want you to be a spokesperson for what they're doing or their company and different things, they're gonna you can do things to kind of get things done to
Help with
improve
that.
that. Like
Okay.
for instance, there's women, and I hate to say that because there's a lot of people discriminate against weight. Like one person that they were working with, she did a very good job, and this other girl did a very good job. They both were producing, but they picked the one that was the smallest over her. And honestly, the girl that was bigger
Weight discrimination.
did better work than the other one did. But guess what?
Yeah.
It was just that if you're going to be flying around doing
Right.
presentations for the company,
Corporate
bringing,
America stuff.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
they needed
You're not
someone to
looking your
have that
best.
look, that intelligence, and know their work. So it just worked out better. So the thing is that when you're doing things and you're in the face of the company, they want you to look a certain way so people can be more appealing and bring people in so they can buy goods and
Yeah.
services. It's just the bottom line. Like if you look at a pharmaceutical technician, like the people in pharmaceutical sales, you're
Okay.
not going to find no one in pharmaceutical sales that is fat. You're not.
Right.
Why? Because they need someone to look healthy. Because if they're selling them a
Right.
drug about heart medication and you look like you're about to have one,
Yes.
you see what I'm
Right.
saying?
You see how much sense that makes? And these people not taking care of their temple. And then they're expecting certain things to happen. You limited yourself not only in the love
Why you
world,
think?
but you
I mean,
limited
yeah,
yourself in corporate world and in the work world. You gotta take care of your
you got
temple.
to,
You
and you
only got
gotta
one
keep your looks up, not just for the work, but for yourself. Like
for yourself.
for yourself, you got to do it for you
Right.
first. You have to do it for you first.
Yeah.
Find something in you. Find your why, as they say. Like in network marketing, they always say, well, what is your why? Well, you have to turn that into your own personal thing. Find your why. Why am I worth losing
Yeah.
this weight for? And how many people in my family that's big like this, and what is going on with their health? Do I want to inherit that health?
Yes.
So,
And do I want to be 30, 40, and 50 with tubes in my body
no,
helping me
no,
breathe
not at
because
all.
I
And
haven't
then with
taken care
me,
of
I know one
myself?
thing: I better not ever get sick because my daughter needs me, and she's gonna need me for a while, even
Right.
though she's Miss Independent, but she's not independent enough because of her autism. Like, she's
Right.
very smart, book smart, but she's still trying to catch up. You know, she's not
Yeah.
all the way there yet. So the thing is that she's going to need her mama for a while. She can't have a sick mama. So I
Right.
got to do my health. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
and then a lot
So
of
you
people make
have to be
excuses.
conscious of that and other stuff.
Yeah, but and then too, another thing,
So,
I'm single, right? I know I want to get married, but when I get married, why should he get the fat Leah? When all the times when I was single, the other guys got the fine ass Leah. I'm not doing that to my husband.
oh my God.
It's the
Look
truth.
at you, Leo.
I'm not gonna do that to my husband. All these guys, like for instance, I have boyfriends and everything, and they got me at my best, my best looks, when everything was looking good and right, and they did nothing with it. So why would I get married and I'm looking sloppy and I got a stomach and I'm looking dumpy, and this dude decided to say, "Hey, I feel like you are amazing and I want you to be my wife," and I'm gonna look like I'm all
Not gonna
worn
take
out
care
and
of
stuff
yourself.
and fat
Right.
and
Right.
when I take off my clothes, you know, you barely looking at
Turn
it
the
like,
lights off.
no, my
Right.
husband don't deserve that.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, that is
Right.
disrespectful to him and to myself.
Yep.
And another thing too, when you gain weight, excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. When you gain weight, the sex ain't the same. I don't care what nobody says.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
How
Absolutely
do
not. And
you know
God
if you
don't
haven't
know
been
it's
seeing
not. No. Oh God, no. No, it's not. So I'm not
Okay.
gonna do that. Mm-mm. No, you take care of yourself. And if you're married and you know what kind of busters you had in the past, you know what I mean? You know what kind of craziness you had in the past. And you was looking your best. You had a six pack and everything. This girl treated you like hot garbage.
Okay.
So when you finally get the one, why not give him and her your best? Like, man, this guy loves me. He cares for me. He provides for me. He gives to me. Man, this sister, she's my cheerleader. She respects me. She makes me feel like I could do anything. She gives me good loving. Man. So why not?
Okay.
I'm not giving my husband sloppy seconds.
Right.
I don't want, no, no. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm. And none of us should, because that's not fair to somebody
No.
who wanna take pictures with us and walk on the beach with us and things of that nature. And that's not fair for them to have someone that's like too big and not taking care of themselves and things of that nature. That's not fair to your
Mm-mm.
future husband or future
No,
wife.
and I was talking to some
And
ladies about that. Yeah.
and you are future you future health issues too.
Right.
That they gonna have to deal with.
Right.
With you.
Right. Exactly.
It's
Here
not
it is.
fair.
Yes. Thank you, Terrence. Yes. And my thing is this. There's no way I want to do that to him. I'm not doing it.
Right.
And I'm not doing it for myself. I want to look good. I want to look like, man, girl, yeah. You know, that's how
Right.
you know, I want
that
him when he
22
come
forever.
home, he can enjoy me the way he wants to. And just think, all of us in the past, we the dated people, we were fine, we looked good, we had no stomach, everything was sitting up
Right.
good, and they just used your body up. They took all they could take, and they wasn't even thinking about you. They were just trying to use
Marrying you or whatever.
and then now you got a husband. He ain't trying to use you at all. He's trying to finesse you and love you. You got a sister that's doing you right. Get your butt in the gym and work out for her and give her the real. And by the way, men, if you are overweight and you are looking at this, did you know that per 20 pounds you lose, you actually gain an inch in your...
Do you?
Yeah. You can look that up. Yeah, it's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting factoid.
Yeah. So when you lose weight, you get length.
Oh,
You do.
interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna stay this nice small size that I am.
That's not BS. You can look that up because I'm gonna say that
Look
happened.
at Chris.
Look, I was in a long-term relationship with somebody, and your inch is fat. You can look that up. But per 20 pounds, you gain an inch. Because I don't even put my business out there, and I'm sorry, Lord, I'm sorry. At least I ain't gotta say his name. When my ex gained weight, and I don't know why he gained weight like he did.
You were feeding them too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you lose girth
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. But when he lost that weight, showtime.
Oh, look at you.
So
okay.
I'm telling you the truth when I tell you, you can look it up. You can
20
look that up.
pounds equal inch.
Yeah, yeah. So with guys, and then the other thing too, if you're not eating right, it's gonna affect your heart health and your special area. You have to be very careful because what you eat affects that because it affects your stamina and it affects your erection. So if you're eating a bunch of garbage,
Really?
it's going to be harder for you to hold your erection because of the valves and the blood vessels within your tool cannot get what it needs so the blood can flow and you can stay erect longer. So the thing you have to do is... So
it's not that the men are it's not that the men are overexcited?
No, if you drink water in the morning, and make that your breakfast, and if you lay off the meat and you just increase with more fruits and vegetables, and you work out, that's gonna increase. See, whatever you do to your heart, you're doing to your penis. That's your correlation. So if you have a bad heart, you're gonna have a not so good penis down there. It's not going to work like it needs to work. So if your heart is good, your penis is going to be amazing. If your penis is acting a fool, you got some heart trouble. You got some clogged up, your arteries are getting clogged. And you're going to have to really rush and handle that because men that cannot keep it up, they are very close to having a heart attack. And that's no laughing matter at all. Very much so.
What about the Viagra stuff then?
The Viagra, I'm going to tell you something right now. Do not use. Okay, let me explain something. Don't be using Viagra. You need to carry your ass and say, hey, I want to get a CT scan on my heart. I want to see my heart health. I want to see if I have any clogged arteries or anything like that. And if you do, you're going to have to change your diet. You're going to have to change your diet. You're going to have to stop eating that meat and processed food. You got to stop it because your penis is telling you everything you need to know about. Everything you need to know about your heart.
Okay. Good point.
So that's very important. Very important. I mean, very important. And ladies too, if you got your husband and your husband, his situation has changed down there, you need to tell him you need to make his doctor appointment and make him go to the doctor. Because it's not old age, it's diet. Because I know people that are in their 70s and 80s and they are hawk smashing. I'm serious. When a man can deliver until he's dead. He can deliver until he's dead. Seriously. Right. So if he's not delivering and if he's not erect and if he can't keep it up, it is a heart issue. And he needs to be rushed to the hospital. He needs to be seen by a doctor with the quickness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for watching Compromise and Communication Show on Change the Game
Thank
Network.
you.
We will be back at 9:30 p.m. next Wednesday. And remember that compliments come from confidence. So make sure that every day you uplift someone with your positive wordplay. Keep it East Side Oakland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless you guys.